Hi, my name is Josie. Thank you very much for tuning back. Today, I wanted to vent and trying to make a video and think about all the things that I want to say and whatnot. And the reason is because today is the day when the elected president was announced. Today is November 9th, 2016. And it's very important for us, for the LGTB community. This election was really, really, really important. And it was not because uh, a lot of the gay, lesbian, there's a lot of the LGBT community is more liberal, so it's usually Democrat. Obviously, there are exceptions here and there and stuff like and whatnot, but this election was extremely, extremely important, and the reason why is because the we were trying to keep our rights the same way that they are right now, based on the current administration. Thanks to the Obama administration, we were able to actually get gay marriage. And we're actually moving forward into include a sexual orientation and gender identity into the Equal Opportunity Employment Act. Obviously, it's not a problem for straight people because it is not a concern of them, because it does not apply to them. Obviously, if people in the workplace are not able to discriminate you based on your race, your gender, even though there's a lot of gender discrimination at work, I've witnessed it. And women are not speaking out about this issue, and it just drives me crazy. So that's why I also advocate for women equality in the workplace, because somebody has to say something. Yeah, canyon food, right? And if they cannot discriminate you based on your religious belief, they cannot discriminate you based on the place where you come from. They cannot discriminate you based on your economic status. Um, and but they're able to discriminate you based on your sexual orientation and your gender identity. So based on those two things, these are the ones that actually like really portray to us, to the LGBT community, especially sexual orientation, because I mean that applies to even transgenders, bisexuals, and stuff like that. It really doesn't matter whether you're male or female, you're still subject to sexual orientation. And whatever that sexual orientation is, straight, lesbian, bisexual, pansexual, asexual, it affects us a lot. But obviously, because you're straight, you really don't think about it, and you say it is not a big deal. Well, it is a big deal because, like I said, I mean, it's not a cover on the Equal Opportunity Employment Act. And we also pay taxes. We also have to do jury duty. We also have to really comply with all the status of a citizen to be able to partake of this society, but you don't want us to give us that right. So those things are basically, we were moving forward. We were moving forward. And one thing that you don't realize is that it takes years. these political battles, they take years. And it's years of oppression on the workplace. It's years of oppression in society, in the same society that we live in. Because people like nuts, they think they're better just because they are. And when I say they are, it's basically just I mean to say just because they exist. According to who? I still have to pay contributions to Social Security. If you are older, I am paying for your Social Security. One thing that I will never be able to actually partake of. Based on economics, and based on economics, sorry. But you see, I don't mind doing that for the greater good. As crazy as it may seem, I don't mind doing that. Because my mother taught me to respect my elders. And in a way, that's what we're doing. But because we didn't grew up in the 50s when America was great, is that we're different from you. It is our differences that basically make this country so great. Where do you find the same kind of people really fighting to get a piece of the pie, a piece of the America, like to become an American citizen? They come from abroad. 6 recipients of the Nobel Prize, Americans, all born outside of the US. It is our differences that make actually the strength of this country. But obviously, to them, it's gonna be nothing. It means nothing. To the people that want to say like, well, I mean, yeah, I mean, being same-sex marriage is just wrong. Is wrong. Is no, we don't want them to get married. Why? Because no. But you can. Yeah. Why you can and why they can't? Because they're the same sex. Are they forcing you to kiss them? Oh, hells no. Why do you care? It's just the ignorance that is out there. When you're able to realize that we are just human beings, pay taxes, contribute to society, try to live in peace. But people like them, they just want to make our lives a living hell. And on the following administration, it seems like it's going to be that way. If you are transgender and you already initiated your hormone therapy, make sure that you change your documentation, social security number, social security name, your name on your social security, on your birth certificate, and on your ID, any kind of form of ID, including passport. Make sure you change it, because God knows what is going to happen. So, do it before December 1st. Not a whole lot of time, a lot of time, but you gotta do it. But the message that I want to convey, especially to the transgender people, is that we have to facilitate healing. I know I have friends that I know that they voted Republican, and they know me for years. Years. I even opened my house to them when they needed the most. But it was more their selfishness and all this battle of Obamacare, which I still think is stupid, but anyways. But I just didn't want to go back to the 50s. I didn't want to go through the same period that I lived and seeing all these injustices and social changes that need to take place in order for us to have the rights that now we have, which they will be stripped away. That's why I say that we will be third-class citizens. We still have to pay taxes. We still have to comply with every single law. We have to be law-abiding citizens. And then yet, we cannot have just the right to work and not being discriminated just because we exist. It's not something that I can flip the switch. Believe me, if I could have done a long time ago. But gender identity is something more serious, and I do not expect you to understand it. Because obviously, if your mind was not able to understand the fact that Trump was appealing to your emotions, to your hate, to your xenophobia, to your homophobia, and he put more fear that we will be taking everything away from you, and you believed it. I don't even have a gun. I have a pen. It's mightier than the sword. And yes, I'm a philosopher. I'm a thinker. In a way, I'm an activist. I'm a scientist. I'm an inventor. I'm an artist. I am a person that looks for the greater good. I am a person that loves her friends. No matter how many mistakes they make. But that's not good enough for you. So, transgender people, this is gonna get really rocky. it will get really rocky. I would advise you to read pre-World War II history, so you can see the actual the undertones of what those elections caused. Be careful, be cautious. Do not retaliate. We have to facilitate the healing. Give love when they give you hate. And whenever you're saying the truth, say it in love so they can understand. So they can see you're a person just like them. Give them value, because to them we mean nothing. We're despicable. Be kind, because they're hateful. And be wise, and know when to shut up. I don't want you to become a statistic. I'll see if I can do another rant later on. I mean, tomorrow. It's too late. I'm just mumbling at this point. Thank you very much for your support. Look for one another. Empower one another. I know that sometimes we have problems with the gay and the lesbian because they don't want to include us. Be very kind to them too, because they are facing a lot of troubles, the same troubles that we're facing. We have to be united. They want to segregate us. We have to unify. We are made of stars. We bring light onto the night. And the thing is that in order to see the stars, sometimes you have to be in the midst of darkness. Buckle up, my friends. Love each other and try to smile. My name is Jossie. We'll see you next time. Bye.